Welcome to West Texas Droning. Can this work?
How about new?
Thank you very much, everybody. And welcome to West Texas Droning. Today we're going to do kind of a reveal and a test. What we're going to do today is this. We're going to review the VIFLY NeoHalo light kit that goes on DJI Neo. And they make kits for the DJI Neo 2 and the Nevada. They're heavier and they run off their internal power of the drone. These have their own little batteries internally, and they're made just for the Neo. So I thought, well, we'll give them a try. So we'll start off with an unboxing. So rather than go through a long unboxing, what I'm going to do here is just show you the contents of the box. You get a thank you note, which is real nice. You get an instruction manual. You get two modular strip halves, and they have a total of 86 LEDs. And then you get the central drive module with rechargeable batteries and a button that controls on, off, and the mode selected. You can see on this module that fits on the front of your drone, you've got a charging port there. Put it down there. USB-C to USB-C, and it's a USB-C port, and there's the button for controlling it. This mounts on the front of the drone. These mount around the wings of the drone, and these little wires here plug in to this little gadget down here, which is not real easy. We'll go ahead and kind of give you an image of what this looks like when it's all assembled now. So here's what it looks like all put together. There you see the VIFLY NeoHalos wrapped around the prop guard wings, whatever you want to call it, on the Neo. And they have two wires that come out and connect into the control module. And I went ahead and, to test this flight, I went ahead and put my NOOOOO RID module on top and some strobes to simulate the weight, and I was going to test it during the daytime before I tested it at night. Now, one of the things I did notice about it after you get it put on is if you've got your gimbal protector on, it's going to be really hard to get it off. And it's just one of those things that if you're doing this, take off your gimbal protector first before you put these on, because as you see, those wires are in the way. Here's what it looks like from the bottom side. That is the control module. The charger is on the right side of the module there. There's a control button. You can see the little wires that plug into those tiny little plugs, and it's hard to tell if they're right side up, upside down, if they're in tight enough without mashing anything or breaking anything. That was one of my concerns. I did get them to light though. The other concern is look at the optical flow sensors on the front of the Neo too. The Neo there. And they're kind of blocked a little bit by the battery compartment, but also now they're blocked a little bit in the front with this control module. And here we're going to do some tests to see if any of this has any effect on the flyability and controllability of the Neo. So here's our first test. Waiting until this car gets by. And then we're going to take off and see how it flies. And as you see, as it climbs up, initially it doesn't seem to want to stay in one place. It keeps dropping down, going up, dropping down. I did notice when I first powered this thing up, it took a long time to get any satellites. And I kept getting warnings to recalibrate my IMU and my compass, mainly the compass. So I did this test. I thought, this is not going to do. I'm going to have to go back and make some changes. After I got it on the ground, I went ahead and recalibrated the compass, I recalibrated the IMU, and I made another test. And here we go again. As you see, it starts its bouncing once again. Now it has the VIFLY NeoHalo lights installed and on. It has a NOOOOO remote ID module installed and on, and the strobe is on and on. I didn't know if this is a weight issue or an electronics issue, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to try it again on another test right here. Now this time the strobe was mounted, but I turned it off to see if the flashing of the strobes was causing some kind of an issue. Initially I thought maybe so, but now, nope, it's bouncing again. That's with the strobe mounted but turned off. So I put up with that as long as I could, and I went ahead and landed it, reconfigured it, and here's test number 4. Now with this one, the strobe is completely removed and not even on the aircraft, and just have the remote ID module on and the NeoHalo on. And there we go again, it starts bouncing. It wasn't as bad, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's a weight thing. It could be a weight thing. And but it did continue to have an issue, and I thought, well, that's not going to do. So I went ahead and I landed it again. And I reconfigured it for test 5. This time, the RID module is removed. I still have the VIFLY NeoHalos on and running, and the strobe is on and flashing. It's still bouncing. And so down we go. Aha, I said, I'm going to try yet another test, and this time I'm going to take off everything except the VIFLY NeoHalos and see how that works. So here it goes, flying up, and it's not bouncing. Initially I thought this could be a good sign. Maybe it's the combined weight of all these things. But the VIFLY NeoHalo is on, but I did notice an issue is that I can't make it go forward, backwards, left, right, up or down. It's stuck right there. And as you see, the only way I'm going to take control of this drone is to go out and physically grab the thing. Fortunately, I didn't really have to grab it. It was kind of interesting. When I put my hand under the Neo, it settled down and landed just like it was in the program mode. So I'm saying, get down. It's saying, So here I go. I just put my hand under it. It lands, and everybody's happy. So for the final test, what I did was I removed the VIFLY NeoHalo. I put the RID module back on and the strobe back on, both active, and I did this test. Well, it was stable in altitude. It responded in commands going forward, backwards. Here I'm going to send it up. It went up really good, and then I'm going to bring it back down. And I'm going to go ahead and set it down on the ground. I was waiting to see if it was going to do any bouncing, and it didn't. So I have to come to the following conclusion. I think the VIFLY NeoHalo is got a problem. Maybe it's my drone, maybe it's all Neos, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm suspicious of. It's not that heavy, and you saw me fly it with the RID module and the strobe, and I had no problems. So it's got to be something electronic with the VIFLY NeoHalo, or with the fact that it partially may interfere with your optical flow sensors on the bottom of the Neo. I know that if it's dark, the Neo has issues flying just because it needs those optical flow sensors to see the ground. One suggestion by from Grok, was to fly it in sport mode, and that might bypass some of those concerns. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. I might test it, and if I do, I'll drop you a note on my next video and tell you how that turned out. But in the meantime, I'd have to say I'm not real excited or pleased about the VIFLY NeoHalo's effect on the stability and the controllability of my DJI Neo. Well, that's all for now. We ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate you watching and stopping by, and we'll see you next time. May God bless.